Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really critical topic, IT support in the cloud. We're going to show you how to transform this from just a technical task into a real powerhouse for your business growth. So let me ask you this. The big question for leaders today isn't if you're using the cloud, it's how well you're using it. We're going to move past the tech itself and really focus on the strategy that separates the companies that are just getting by from the ones that are truly leading their industry. Now, the insights we're digging into today come from some great research by Virtualization Options LLC. They're a Colorado-based technology, research, education, and advisory organization that creates reports specifically for executives, folks in non-technical roles. So we're going to cut through the jargon and get right to the essential takeaways you actually need to lead. Okay, let's dive right in. First things first, we have to look at the why. Why is the cloud so much more than just the latest tech fad? Well, because it's a genuine business revolution, and it directly impacts your bottom line. The benefits here are real, and they all feed into each other. For starters, the cloud flips your spending model. You go from these massive upfront hardware costs to predictable operational expenses. That financial freedom, it fuels incredible agility, letting you scale up instantly for a big product launch or scale down during a slow month. And that, in turn, helps your teams collaborate and innovate way faster than they ever could before. Okay, so we see the promise. Now let's talk about the path to get there. As a leader, you don't need to know how to write the code, but you absolutely need to understand the 3 huge foundational decisions that are going to shape your entire cloud strategy. First up, you've got infrastructure as a service, or IaaS. The best way to think about this is like you're leasing a plot of land and getting a delivery of all the raw building materials. You get the basics, the servers, the storage, the networking, and from there, you have total control to build literally whatever you want. Next up is platform as a service, or PaaS. Now, in this scenario, the provider has already built the house's foundation and frame for you. You get a ready-made platform to build and run your apps. This way, you can focus on the important stuff inside the house, your software, instead of worrying about the plumbing and the electrical. And finally, we have software as a service, SaaS. This one's the easiest to understand. It's like moving into a fully furnished, all-inclusive apartment. You just subscribe to the software you need, think Salesforce, think Office 365, and everything from the app itself to the servers it runs on is managed for you. And this table really brings us to the core trade-off here. As you move from that high-control IaaS model over to the super convenient SaaS model, you're essentially trading granular control for ease of use. And listen, there is no single best answer. The right choice for you depends completely on what your business needs, your team skills, and your biggest strategic goals. The second major decision is about your deployment model. A public cloud, that gives you massive scale, and it's really cost-effective. A private cloud, that gives you maximum control and security. And a hybrid cloud, well, that lets you mix and match to get the best of both worlds. It's a strategic balancing act, plain and simple. But of course, all this incredible power, it's not magic, right? It comes with its own unique set of challenges, and this is exactly where your IT support strategy becomes absolutely 100% critical. All of a sudden, your support teams are trying to navigate this huge, sprawling landscape of different services, often from a bunch of different vendors. They're defending against new kinds of security threats that are unique to the cloud. And maybe most importantly, they have to constantly bridge this skills gap because the technology itself is just evolving at lightning speed. So how do you actually build a support structure that can master this crazy new environment? Well, it really comes down to a few key pillars, a few core strategies and processes. Your first line of defense, always, is strong identity and access management, or IAM. I love this idea of thinking of it as your digital keymaster. It's the system of rules that make sure only the right people can access the right things and only under the right conditions. This is the absolute bedrock of cloud security. When things go wrong, and believe me, they will, you have to have a plan. A really structured incident management process, one that starts with proactive monitoring to catch issues early and has a clear response plan, turns that chaotic, all-hands-on-deck firefighting into a predictable, manageable workflow that keeps the business running. And it's not just about fixing what's broken. It's also about improving things without breaking them in the process. Good change management means every single update or new feature is carefully planned, tested, and rolled out in a controlled way. That way, your innovation doesn't come at the cost of your stability. Okay, now let's connect these processes to two areas that every single leader obsesses over: controlling costs and maximizing performance. This is where you really start getting the biggest bang for your buck from your cloud investment. You see, unlike old school IT where your costs are pretty much fixed, cloud spending is dynamic. You can actively manage it. This means right-sizing your resources so you only pay for what you actually use. It means getting discounts with reserved instances for your steady, predictable work. And it means using really powerful tools to watch where every single dollar is going. This slide brilliantly captures the fundamental shift in thinking about performance. In the past, if you wanted better performance, what did you do? You bought a bigger, faster, more expensive server. In the cloud, performance is all about smart, continuous optimization. It's a game of efficiency, not just brute force. And how do you guarantee that performance? It's all in the contract. The Service Level Agreement, or SLA, is your legal agreement with your vendor that defines things like uptime. That 99.99% number isn't just marketing fluff. You've got to make sure those contracts are crystal clear and have real penalties, because that's what holds your vendor accountable and protects your business. Finally, making all these smart, strategic moves in the cloud today, it isn't just about solving today's problems. It is, fundamentally, about preparing your business for the incredible innovations of tomorrow. So what does that future look like? Well, we're already seeing AI tools that can automate routine support tasks. Pretty soon, serverless computing is going to let your teams build apps without even thinking about servers, which means even faster innovation. And then, further out on the horizon, edge computing will process data right where it's created, enabling real-time applications we can barely even imagine today. And as the research from Virtualization Options LLC concludes, this isn't just about being more efficient. It's about setting the stage. A solid cloud strategy is the very thing that allows your organization to be nimble, to adapt, and to truly stay ahead of the curve. The cloud has officially graduated. It's no longer just a problem for the IT department to solve. It is the new foundation for your entire business. And with that shift, the only question that really matters for you as a leader is this: what are you going to build on it?